What's up? This is Stephen Bloodworth, and this is my August 2020 DVD update. Now, obviously, I don't have as many DVDs to show in this update compared to Blu-rays, but I got a lot of cool things for this update. And just a disclaimer, I haven't seen, unfortunately, a lot of the DVDs I have to show. I've just been trying to prepare myself for 31 Days of Horror, so bear with me. The first one I got is a Nickelodeon title, and I'm really floored to see that they did a reboot of it, and this one is the limited series event, and really happy they did a DVD of this, of Are You Afraid of the Dark, and it has new episodes on this, or I don't know if they're episodes or if it's like a made-for-TV film, but what's cool about this one is it does have 3 of the original Are You Afraid of the Dark episodes on it, including Tale of Laughing in the Dark and Tale of the Dead Man's Float. But I'm looking forward to checking this one out. If any of you have seen it, I know a lot of you have, drop a comment down below telling me what you think of it. The next one's a New Line title, and this one, it's one of the films that I saw as a kid. I remember actually seeing this in the theater and renting this all the time from Blockbuster. I just needed to get it in my collection, and it's The Little Vampire with Jonathan Lipnicki. An absolutely hilarious film about a kid that moves to Scotland and befriends a vampire. Weird film, but it always just makes me laugh when I've seen it. If you've seen Little Vampire as well, drop a comment down below. Then I also got a couple of Wild Eye titles. Unfortunately, have not gotten into these, but I have something special planned for all my Wild Eye titles in the future, so stay tuned. But this first one is from the Raw and Extreme line, and this one is called Killing Brooke. I heard a lot of people saying online that this one is pretty disturbing. If you think similarly or different, drop a comment down below. The next one, the title just looked too good to pass up on, and this one is called The Spanish Chainsaw Massacre. Again, I really have no idea what this is about. I'm looking forward to seeing this, but if you've seen it, please let me know what you think of it. Another one in the Raw and Extreme line, and I heard a lot of people saying this one is actually really gritty, and this one is called Devil's Weekend. Again, if you've seen it, please let me know your thoughts of it. And the last Wild Eye title, and this one, the title alone just made me want to get it, and this one is Stabbed in the Face. Next up is a film I've been wanting to see for a really, really long time, and surprisingly, there are some pretty crap DVD releases of it. To my knowledge, it's not on Blu-ray. This version is from Films Around the World, and this one is Last House on Dead End Street. It's from 1977, and I'm really curious to see what this is about. I believe years ago, Fred Vogel from Toe Tag released this on VHS. I'm actually planning on watching this probably right after I edit this video, so if there's any fans of Last House on Dead End Street out there, drop a comment down below, and hopefully this one will get a better release eventually, hopefully on Blu-ray, maybe 4K, who knows. Next one's a Brain Damage Films DVD. This is one of the early Brain Damage DVDs of a Dwayne King and Scott L. Collins film. To my knowledge, this one is shot on video or maybe DV, I don't know, but this one is Kill Syndrome. I know a little bit about just about every film, whether I've seen it from beginning to end, or only a few scenes of it, or haven't seen it at all, but this is one of the early Brain Damage titles. There's still a lot more that I need to track down on DVD, but any Kill Syndrome fans out there, because I know this film has a fan base, drop a comment down below. The next one's a Morbid Vision Films title, and this is one that Brian Paulen has been working on since the 90s. and it recently got a DVD release, and it's Morbid Tales, and thank you, Brian Paulin, for signing my DVD release. If anybody knows Brian Paulin's films, he is a master when it comes to gore. For anybody that's seen his new release, if you want to get yourself a copy, it's on eBay. I'll leave a link in the description below underneath this. But anybody wanting to check it out, that's where to go find it. But any Brian Paulin fans out there, you know what you're in for. This next one is pretty obscure. It's a compilation made by Michael Bellamy, and he has a couple copies of this for sale, so if you want a copy, you can contact him through Facebook. I believe that's the only means to purchase it. This one is the ultimate underground amateur slaughterfest of death, and this one is pretty much just over an hour of footage of basically a lot of gore scenes, kill scenes, and just splatter special effects from a bunch of different horror movies. But then again, if you want to get yourself a copy, because I know this has been floating around mainly the Facebook group chats, contact Michael Bellamy for your copy. Again, I'll leave a link in the description. This next one really intrigued me. It's a Film Rise release, and it's a documentary, and I personally love all the extreme haunted houses, and this is one that's been getting the most spotlight out of all the rest of them. A lot of people don't like it, but it is a really interesting project. And this is a documentary on the Blackout Haunted House. This is called The Blackout Experiment. I really need to get into this, but I love anything having to do with extreme haunted houses, the documentary Haunters. If anybody has seen this one, please let me know your thoughts. It's only 77 minutes, and I'm looking forward to checking this one out. This next one, Blu-ray Lantern actually recommended, and I love these old History Channel documentaries. This one just looked pretty intriguing, and this one is The Haunted History of Halloween, and you can buy this in a box set with, I believe, ghosts, vampires, and werewolves, but these documentaries, they're pretty old. This one is from 1997. Most of these History Channel documentaries usually put me to sleep, so if I'm looking for a night just to kick back on the couch with a drink and fall asleep to something, then this is probably it. But again, Blu-ray Lantern recommended this, so it's gotta be good. This one I watched, and I really did not care for it that much. It's from Chamois Media Group. I had no idea what to expect going into it, and then probably when the action started is when it went downhill for me, and this one is called Shopping Tour. It's a Russian film, basically revolving around this mom and son. It's found footage. A mom and son go on this shopping trip from Russia to Finland, and it just so happens that when they get to Finland, they go there on the day of their midsummer, where every citizen of Finland essentially eats foreigners. It's a cool concept, and the mother and son dynamic is good, but just the action in it sucked pretty hard for me. I really don't recommend this one. If you're a found footage fan, this is one that I say pass on. The beginning was good. It had a good beginning to it, but then it just went downhill really quick. This next one is one of Massacre Video's newest DVD releases. I have not seen this one yet. It's a shot-on-video film. It's from 1992. Pretty short film too. It's only 69 minutes. This one is called Love Bites. From what I know about it, it's pretty much a gay vampire film. That's all I really know. But apparently some people said it's pretty good, so if you've seen Love Bites, drop a comment down below. The next two I got are from SOV Horror, and these are their two newest releases of films from Chris LaMartine, who directed films like President's Day, Witch's Brew, and the WNUF Halloween special. These are films from when he was a teenager, so basically his backyard home movies ended up on DVD. And this first one is called AMERIKILL, and I haven't gotten into watching any of these yet, but he did AMERIKILL, and then the other one he did is Dead Teenagers. And I love Chris LaMartine's work, and I'm really curious to see what he was capable of at such a young age. Then again, if you want to get yourself a copy, the only way to go about it is through sovhorror.com. I'll leave a link below. But this one also has special features with commentaries from Chris LaMartine and interviews with actor Sean Quinn, rare footage from the sequel to AMERIKILL, and it just has a bunch of awesome stuff. Tony does an amazing job, as always, with all of his DVD releases, so if you're a fan of Chris LaMartine and shot-on-video horror films, then get your ass over to sovhorror.com and pick yourselves up a copy or two. This next one, I'm really fortunate I acted on it when I did. Fred Vogel, during August, had a bunch of leftover DVDs for August Underground, and this is one of the ones he had, and I'm really happy because this finally completes my August Underground collection, and this is August Underground's Penance, the last film in the August Underground trilogy, and Fred even signed it over there. Thank you so much, Fred, for that. But I truly love the August Underground series. I think it's an excellent pseudo-snuff series, and I have not seen Penance. I've seen the original August Underground and I've seen Mortem, but this is the only one that I've been needing to see, and this DVD is very hard to find. It's very expensive if you go onto eBay, as I believe now all the August Underground films are, but if you're lucky to get yourself a copy, or at least get a copy of any of the August Underground films, give them a chance, because they are really good and shocking films. And the last two I got are both out-of-print Unearthed Films releases. This first one is what the director T.F. Mao claims to be the true sequel to Men Behind the Sun, and Unearthed Films did a limited release of this. Now it's out of print, but this one is Black Sun: The Nanking Massacre, and I haven't watched this nor any of the other Men Behind the Sun sequels because I'm waiting for the Massacre Video 4K of Men Behind the Sun to be released. So when that happens, I'll probably have a Men Behind the Sun marathon, and maybe I'll even review it. But like I said, I haven't watched any of the Men Behind the Sun films, but if you want a good review of it, check out Jonathan Doe's review of it. I'll leave that link in the description as well. And then the last one. This is by far the most I've ever spent on a DVD. It's definitely the rarest DVD that I now own in my collection, and it's one that I've been looking high and low for years, and I'm thrilled that I finally own it in decent condition. But I've shown a picture of this on Instagram, but this is the Unearthed Films Guinea Pig box set. And this has all of the films from the original Japanese guinea pig films: Devil's Experiment, Flower of Flesh and Blood, He Never Dies, Android of Notre Dame, Devil Doctor Woman, and all these are the original DVDs, and you can very rarely find these on eBay now. I was lucky to come across one a few months ago, and like I said, this is probably the crown jewel of my collection now, and definitely the rarest item in the collection, but to my knowledge, I don't think there'll ever be another release of the original Japanese guinea pig films, at least that I know of. If you're fortunate enough to come across a copy of this on eBay for a reasonable price, or even if you're willing to throw a few more dollars into it, I say it's an excellent investment. So that's going to do it for all the DVDs that I got for the month of August, guys. Thank you so much for coming by and checking out this video. If you're new to my channel, definitely hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for all of my latest videos posted every Monday and Friday. And also make sure to follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, to stay posted on what I'm doing behind the scenes of making these videos. And before you click off this video, don't forget to hit it with a thumbs up, and leave me a comment down below saying what DVDs you picked up recently and which ones you think I should look out for. Until next time, take care, and stay scared.